no one really wants to speak up. Nobody wants to have to get involved in countering the insane pressures of dynamics inside the Jewish world of what activism means. Nobody wants to make any more enemies, and nobody has any energy left. Nobody is speaking out against the progressive leadership that has ensconced themselves in every arena just as effectively as the pro-Palestinian jihadists have infiltrated every space. Now we are seeing a dirge of leadership turn into a very severe reality for the Jews of the diaspora themselves. They have trusted these leaders, they have trusted these organizations, they have invested their hard-earned money believing that they were taking part in the sustaining of Jewish life. But at the end of the day, what are we seeing? That everything has become about sustaining without substance, distancing from Israel and the horrible things that Israel is doing, of course, doing nothing to make sure that the good that Israel is doing and has done since the beginning of this war and since the beginning of the birth of the state as a sovereign nation in our ancestral homeland. Nothing seems to sway any of these critics, these armchair diplomats who seem to think that they know better than Israelis and Israeli governments because they don't like this leader and they're convinced a different politician would have done it differently. But no, we actually know from history that it really doesn't matter what side the politician is on. They will continuously be criticized by diaspora leadership who cannot save their own communities from themselves. They have no ability to do anything other than counter and debate, negate, and really damage the integrity of Jews and Judaism and our collective association as the nation of Israel, standing proudly with our state, because we have to have a little faith in the integrity of our state. Yes, we have flawed leaders just like in every generation before us, but we are seeing the worst start to happen. So much burnout, apathy, because even leaders like myself are just getting fed up. Why should we bother if we cannot reach the Jews who need the help? Because we're stifled by the organizational territorialism and the politicization of our very survival by these leaders who have captured your funds and perhaps at one time your hearts. And now they're the only ones with volunteer infrastructures that are able to execute programs, but they don't want programs. Believe me, I tried. They don't want programs. They don't want to engage. They want to run things in their own way with their status quo. They want things to stay calm. Don't raise your head too high, or only do it in our way. It's time that you people stand up against that leadership, because the leadership is heading you in the wrong direction, or rather, in no direction at all. We are the Jewish nation, and we need to stand proud and together and unified, regardless of your personal politics, knowing that Israel is doing what is necessary in a war that is only beginning in their attempt to not only annihilate the Jewish body, but to destroy the Jewish spirit. Where is your Jewish spirit? Don't just make it Jew-ish. Be the Jew you know you can be. Start with yourself, start with your family, start learning, because your leadership clearly is not going to save you.